Hi everybody and welcome to another Diets and Doodles video. Today's video is all about the coffee trend that took the world by storm and gave us all the caffeine buzz we never knew our isolated selves needed. DALGONA Coffee. DALGONA Coffee is a whipped coffee drink that involves 3 simple ingredients. Coffee, hot water, sugar. When these ingredients are combined, I am Captain Dalgona! The drink became popular in Korea when South Korean actor Jang Il-woo ordered some whipped coffee and thought it reminded him of dalgona, which is a type of Korean honeycomb toffee. The drink is usually topped over a milk of your choice and can be served hot or cold. My mission today is to create a dalgona coffee with no sugar. But what is science without a control? So let's make the original first. All you need is 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of boiling water. Whip it up for around 6 minutes, and just like that, you are done. You get a light whipped meringue-like consistency that is shiny, it keeps its shape for more than a day, and altogether looks appetizing. But having 1 serving of this can mean you are having 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar all at once, so it's high in calories and not suitable if you have diabetes or are pre-diabetic, or if you're trying to decrease your sugar intake to lose weight. So let's try something else. Here I have 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, and let's just whip that up and see if we can get the same result. It did whip up, and the end product is quite airy. However, it is very foamy and not meringue-like like the sugar version. So how long does the foam last for? Well, after 10 minutes, it became soup, unfortunately. So why does this happen? Instant coffee contains surfactants, which are chemicals made up of both hydrophilic or water-loving heads and hydrophobic or water-hating tails. When you whip air into coffee, the hydrophilic part of the surfactant will hold onto the water, while the hydrophobic chains tend to stick to their precious air bubbles. However, gravity acts against the foam, pulling the coffee mixture down and the air bubbles float up. So all that's left is just liquid. Sugar, however, helps to stabilize the foam by making the fluid more viscous or thick like a syrup, trapping those air bubbles in between the now dissolved sugar crystals. So what can we use instead of sugar? Here I'm adding 2 tablespoons of monk fruit and erythritol sweetener. The sweetener has a crystal texture but doesn't thicken the fluid as well as sugar does. Let's whip it up. The foam looks good, lighter than before, shiny, but the sugar foam is lighter, more voluminous, and you can tell the air bubbles are smaller. However, the sweetener did a way better job than nothing. This lasted around 40 minutes before it started to lose its structure. But what if you don't like sweet coffee? Or you want to control the sweetness of the coffee you're drinking? Here I'm adding 1 pinch of xanthan gum, which you can find in the health food aisle of your closest supermarket. Xanthan gum is used to thicken fluids and has no taste or color. So this was a disaster. The mixture was gloopy and had a weird texture. There was too much xanthan gum for the amount of fluid. So I made a bigger batch with 4 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of coffee to make it less bitter and concentrated, and half a pinch of xanthan gum. This worked really well. The result was light and shiny and very close to the original. It just had slightly larger bubbles and was slightly less shiny. This lasted quite a long time, more than a few hours, but after 40 to 50 minutes, the bubbles slowly became larger. The last thing I tried was using a thickening agent that may be a little more accessible than xanthan gum, which was a vegetable gelatin replacement. You could use agar-agar. I added 4 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a pinch of the thickener and just mixed it up. It was lighter, however the bubbles were quite large and it only lasted around 30 minutes. This could be because it may be necessary to boil the vegetable gelatin for a small amount of time in the fluid to thicken it up, but that's probably too much work. So these are our final results for making dalgona coffee with no sugar. Serve on top of the milk of your choice to counter the bitterness of the coffee. If you like sweetness, try the recipe with the monk fruit sweetener and add a teensy bit of xanthan gum if you'd like to make the texture a little better. You can even try 1 tablespoon of coffee to 2 tablespoons of water if you don't want to have too much caffeine. If you don't like sweet coffee or you would like to add a specific amount of sugar, honey, or sweetener to the final product, just use xanthan gum. Leave a comment for any suggestions or questions you may have. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!